Friday, guys, Source Nation, and welcome to Source Radio Network Live Television. Yay! We went from radio to TV. So this is Dhylles Victoria, Sip and Chat World Changers TV show. Thank you so much for tuning in. It is Friday once again. I felt like it was just Monday and I just woke up and click, it's Friday. So time is flying, people. So just get it together with life and everything that you do. So my guest today, I wore this shirt to pay homage to her, Black and educated, of course. But before I get to my guest, I have to always give a shout out to the sponsors. Because of them, this will not be possible. So Zulina Health, Wellness, and Fitness, Paper to Film Productions, Meet My Types Matchmaking, very interesting, Revolution Mills, Renovations, and U Covenant of Praise Worship Center. So thank you to our amazing sponsors for making this all possible. Again, my name is Dhylles Victoria. This is Sip and Chat World Changes TV show on Source Radio Network Live Television. So once again, happy Friday, Source Nation. I wanted to introduce to you guys a very special, amazing person. I met her about over a month ago, a month on Sunday, actually. I met this beautiful soul, and we are kindred sisters. You know, we just connected like that. We spoke on the phone and the first day, and we had like an hour conversation. It was like, girl, you know how we do. So anyway, without further ado, I would love to introduce to you Miss Danielle Erwin. Hi, Danielle.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming on the show, boo. How are you today? Happy Friday.
Yes, I am blessed. I'm still here. I can't complain, so I'm going to take a sip to that.
So, since you're sipping, what are you sipping on today?
Some ginger tea.
Oh, that sounds yummy. I love ginger tea. I am sipping on, I'm doing this new regimen. I'm sipping on alkaline water. And like I said, I'm paying homage to you with my Black and Educated shirt.
Well, look at that. Thank you, because I'm Black and educated. Thank you very much.
That's right. That's right. So tell the people who you is, what you do, where you're from, what your business is about, and how did you realize you were a world changer?
Wow. Okay. Well, my name is Danielle Erwin, aka Danny Filmmaker, hence filmmaker. I'm currently in Georgia. I relocated here a month ago. And I'm originally from Philadelphia, Philly.
Philly in the house.
That's right, Philly in the house, Philly in the house. So I started filming back in 2010 with my first film, Honor and Pride. Basically, it was tackling on the bullying issues within the school district, also with LGBT. Bullying is still going on, but back then, excuse me, it was what prompted me to actually make that film was a young boy in my area. He was being bullied, and of course it was recorded, and it got on social media all over the place and everything in that nature. And I actually reached out to his attorney to see if I can speak to him regarding that. And she didn't want to do it, but she was very appreciative that I had reached out to them so that I can shed light further onto the subject. But that's where I started from there. And since then, I've just been making other short independent films, everything that I've been doing, writing, producing, directing, crowdfunding, doing all of that on my own. So any independent filmmakers out there, y'all understand the struggle, okay? It's not called starving artist for no reason, because I'm starving. That's why I'm just drinking this tea.
See, people, this is why I love Danielle, aka D Boogie, aka, because she's so real and so transparent with it. And we're cut from the same cloth. And the other thing I didn't realize that we have in common, that we both moved to Georgia, because I moved to Georgia 4 months ago and you just moved a month ago. So all good.
Yeah.
So what makes you a world changer?
Well, with my films, I actually touch on social and cultural issues. My last film, actually, Burning Bridges, part 1, actually is supposed to be a part 2, but then things happened and I moved to Georgia. But I'm still going to touch bases back with that. But that film, it actually touched on mental health, which is a big issue within the Black community. It also touched on police brutality. It also touched on just the disconnect that we have within the Black family. It also touched on also with the LGBT, with the discrimination with that as well. So when I put out a film, I'm making sure that I'm not just putting out a film that's just talking about any and everything. I make sure that it has some relevance to what's happening on in the world, or either some relevance that has to happen that's going on with me. And I think that's something that we need to highlight more, versus when you see a lot of filmmakers coming from my background, sometimes they want to highlight the partying and sexualization and stuff like that, which is fine, but that's not the route that I'm trying to go. I'm trying to be more, on a conscious level, on a more, planting the seeds and making stuff grow within their knowledge, within their heads, so that they can also become world changers as well.
Awesome. So how do you contribute to the world and changing the world in your own way, in your own right? Like, what does that look like?
Well, I'm a giver. I'm a big giver. Sometimes I give too much that I don't give enough for myself.
Girl, let me drink to that real quick.
Well, right before I left Philly, I was a youth advocate for YAP. It's called Youth Advocate Program, which it was a program that helped youth stay out of the juvenile system. So with that being said, I had a group of kids. It was all boys. And I just made pretty much being a mentor, showing them different things. So when I had these group of boys, I took them to different places. I took them to back in Philly, it's called Uncle Bobby's Coffee Shop. And anyone who knows the media world and journalist, his name is Mark Lamont Hill. He's from Philly. That's his shop. So I went there and I took a couple of kids there so that they can introduce. Well, I didn't even know he was going to be there, honestly. I just took them there because I was supporting a Black shop, just letting them know, look, you're in a shop that a Black man owns. Since you are a young Black man, this is something that you can possibly look forward to. I had no idea that I was going to walk in and see him behind the counter serving people. So I said, well, cool. Since I'm in there, well, let me introduce myself, and so he can also talk to the kids. So that's exactly what he did. He stopped what he was doing. One of the gentlemen saw me waiting around, and he asked me, he was like, you okay? I said, yeah, I was just waiting for Mark to finish this conversation. He immediately stopped him, and he came over. I introduced myself, and I told him what I was doing, and he gave his a brief story about himself, saying that when he was younger, he was in the juvenile system as well. But look at him now. He's a professor. He's a doctor. He's now all over TV, a correspondent that CNN speaks to, or MSNBC, or anyone that speaks to him. So basically showing that if I was here and you're here, you can always come here, change your way. And he also extended himself as well, saying that if you need a job, come back. If you need a job, come back here. So that's just part of the things that I did in regards to that. In addition to the films that I put out to try to, like I said, plant these seeds into these people's heads so they can see something different.
That's awesome. So why filmmaking? How did you fall into that, or did it find you? Like, what was that like?
Well, prior to that, I actually wanted to be in front of it.
You wanted to be in front of the camera like this?
Yes. Yes, but I started, like, I had went to seek an agent back in my early 20s, and the agent that I was seeking, I saw that it was just about money. And from there, it was like that turned me off. So because of that, I just walked away from it, and I never resurfaced back to it until, probably like almost 10 years later that I resurfaced, and I said, you know what? I want to get back into the rhythm of things, because I started seeing, okay, I'm getting older. This is actually what I want to do. So I gravitated right back to it. So then from there, I started taking workshops, loved it. And I was the only person in that workshop that actually completed their own film. I had already been writing, and that's the thing. I had already wrote a film that I had no plans of doing anything with it. It was just like, this was just in me. So I had wrote a short film called Playing the Field. And when I took this workshop, I was the only person in that workshop that actually completed the film. I have not put that film out. It's actually still on the shelf, but it will be out one day.
Okay, so what you waiting for? Why is it not out yet? Like, what's going on? I want to see it.
Okay, well, I think I will put it out because actually the person that's starring in the film, his name is Damon Bryson. And at that time, he was just a real hungry go-getter guy in Philly that was being seen all over the place. Well, now Damon Bryson is now part of the Roots crew. Legendary Roots group, yeah. So he's a guy that plays the trombone, if you ever see him. So he's in there now. So but yeah, I eventually will pull it off the shelf and get it edited and all that good stuff and put it out there. So but yeah, so I just started from there, and then from there it just the rest is history. You know, I started going. I wasn't going to go to school, and then I met a good friend that was like, maybe you should go to school, you know, and everything of that nature. So I was like, all right, cool, let me go to school. And from there, I just kept going. So in addition to Playing the Field, which I haven't placed out, you know, it hasn't been put out, but I made Honor and Pride, which is basically my first film. Then after that, I had Crazy, I had Cool, I had Sexy. Then after that, I had a web series that actually infused all three of those films together.
Which I've watched. It's absolutely amazing. You do good work.
Thank you. That was back in 2014, so that'll be 4 years. And season 2 was supposed to come out. Unfortunately, you know, life happens. Just like with my last film, Burning Bridges, you know, life happened, and I couldn't continue on doing what I wanted to do. It doesn't mean that I can't, you know, go back and retouch these things and bring them back, because I'm still getting emails about the series, like, are you bringing it back, are you bringing it back? So with it being 4 years ago and people still asking about it, it was like, whoo, okay,
exactly.
that's cool, so so I just wanted to, I have stories that I want to tell, and I see that my way that I can show people and try to, you know, change the world the best way I can is just putting something out visually that people can relate to and go from there.
What is the best part about being a filmmaker to you?
Yeah, I was like, Mom, I'm having this meeting out here. I'm going to close the door. She said, okay. And then she comes out here and like she's making all this noise and stuff. And I'm
It's
like,
okay. It's okay. It's
Mom, do you want to be in a you want to be in an interview?
Come
Okay.
on, Mom. She doesn't want to be in an interview. She's just like, I ain't trying to do that.
Yeah, she doesn't have on her twerking shoes yet.
Oh, I'm so sorry. She needs her twerking shoes. That's so important on this interview right now. I love it. That's the foolishness that I would tell my mom, but like, you gonna twerk? Because you know you got 4 kids, so you got all that booty in the back, like that. Pow, like twerk.
Right. Exactly. I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. I love it. I love it. That's what the show is about. World Changers TV show. You know what I'm saying? So hey, it is what it is. But what is it? What's your most favorite thing about being a filmmaker? What's your most favorite thing?
Working with the people. You know, I'm a people person. I'm working with the people and giving people opportunities. Like, I'm not this big, you know, Oprah Winfrey or Tyler Perry or anything of that nature, but when I meet people and I see when they really, really want to be a part of this and they really want to do this, I like kind of root for the underdog, you know? So it's like, okay, let me bring this person in because I know that they're going to be there. They're going to give me all they can, and they're going to give me the best that they possibly can give me, versus if I get someone else who's a little seasoned, you know, the ego starts to play, you know, ego starts to play in. But with these other individuals, I like to get them and put them into my productions, and just seeing the fulfillment that they get from it, it also fills me.
And the raw passion.
Exactly. So that's definitely number one, is just putting them in there, letting them do what they want to do. And then from there, it's so many people that I've done that with, that they come back to me and they like, thank you, you know, and they've gone on and doing other things, which is great. So if I need to be that beginning stage for them, then that's good, and then they can keep going on, because at the end of the day, wherever they go, my name will always be on their resume. My
Right.
production company will always be on their resume.
Right. That's how I feel as a publicist and social media marketing strategist, because I work with new and aspiring entrepreneurs to enhance the purpose and the presence on media as well as social media. So I totally understand what you're saying. And I like to work with new and aspiring entrepreneurs because I'm able to help them create ideas and create what sets them apart from everyone else in their industry. And they have such raw passion, and they're so authentic and genuine about what they want to do and how they want to do it and how they want to set it up. And it's just like a fulfillment for me, like, oh my God, like allowing this person to give me the opportunity to make their dreams become reality.
Right. Exactly.
So I
So
totally get it.
yep. See, there we go. See, that's why I love you. High five, friend.
Well, high five, friend. So
Mhm.
how did you come up with the name Seven Seed Productions? Like what was that like?
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, seven is seven is definitely the number of completion.
Completion.
Seven is actually huge in my life. So I'll break it
Because
down
your
because
birthday's June 7th.
yeah, exactly. You know, so
I'm
I'm
just
gonna break
saying.
it down. Thank you, June 7th. Your birthday coming up next month. You can also reach me on my Snap at Signal.
We get it. We gonna get to all that. We're gonna get to all that.
Right. No. So basically, like I said, seven is basically, it surrounds me in my life. You know, like you said, my birthday is on the 7th. My mother is one of 7 children. Um, I am out of the first cousins, the 17th grandchild.
Wow.
Um, yeah. Also, it's 7 years between my sister and I. So that's just basically, it's 7 just surrounds me. That's just like my number. And a lot of times it's like when people say, guess a number between 1 to 10. Normally they guess what number?
7.
7. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So with that
All
being
right, Miss
said,
Show Off. Miss Show Off with her 7s.
I'm
That's
not
fine
showing off.
because that's mine because my number's 11, and I know a lot of 11 people.
Yes. 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 See, you know what I'm saying. So I'm
I
sorry, I'm
know
getting
exactly
people.
what you're saying.
Yeah.
Trust me,
So
I know I'm getting into on my end. All good. You're a very busy
mhm.
woman. I get it. I'm so honored and humbled that you have the time to come on my show and speak to me. It's like, stop, go on. Just go on, stop.
So yeah, so that number, and also if anyone that's, you know, I'm not going to call myself religious, but spiritual, you know, the number 7 as far as, you know, God and everything of that nature. And also my name, Danielle, you know, the meaning of my name is, you know, God is my only judge. So with all that being said, you know, 7 is just that number for me. And that's why I called it 7 Seed Productions.
Awesome. I love it. 7 Seed Productions, because you're planting seeds and 7 is completion. So once you plant the seeds, it's completed. And you go into the
Mm.
next seed and then you just complete it. So it makes
There
perfect
you
sense.
go. And it keeps growing, and the seeds
And
to keep going, they start populating. And then, you know, like I said, if I don't change the world, as long as I change one person, I did my job. Well, not
exactly.
change, help, not change. Just I'm not trying to conform and change anyone. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But
Yeah.
if I
But
can
if you
help
touch
one
one life,
person,
right.
yes, exactly. If I just touch that one life, then that's all that matters.
So what message would you have to give to aspiring film producers, filmmakers that are trying to break into the industry? Like, what tidbit would you leave with them?
Get out and do it.
That's a
That's
nice
it. Get out
tidbit.
and do it. That's it. You know, if you have an idea, the world that we're living in right now is very easy for you. That's why there's so many people that are saying that they're filmmakers. So it's easy. If you want to use your phone, you can do
Mm-hmm.
that. So there's no reason for you to sit there and say, "Oh, I want to do this," and you
And you
sit
don't
there
get
and
up and do it. Right.
exactly. There's no reason.
Especially with, YouTube and Vimeo and all these other kinds of different websites and stuff
Mhm.
out there. Like, there is no excuse. None.
Right.
Hmm. And you're sipping to that.
Exactly. Yes, exactly. There's no excuse at all. So if you want to do something, go out and do it. And I say, when I put down on my credits, you know, I put down director, producer, writer, and I tell everyone, like, writing is not my strong suit. It's definitely not. If that's something that I don't want to do, I wouldn't do it. If I had someone else to do it or pay for someone else to do it, I would do it. But that's what I have to do, because at this time I have ideas, I have stories that I want to share. So therefore,
And
get up and do it.
I think too, it's very important for you to know all aspects of your business. I mean, it's good to get help and outsource and things of that nature, but at the end of the day, you have to know every aspect inside and out of your business, because it is your business at the end of the day.
Exactly. Exactly. So you should know the ins and outs. You can go and, DIY all day and
Oh yeah.
do.
I love DIY. I'm actually putting together some form of DIY for my social media marketing and public relations business. Working on
Okay.
that, because people need
Yeah.
DIY. They love
Yeah.
DIY. It's like YouTube University. Like,
Exactly. So therefore, there's no excuse. Just do it.
yep.
They're making these phones. The cameras on these phones are so much better now. So if you want to go out there, just do it. Find exactly how to begin. And all stories. Once again, they have a beginning, a middle, and an
Yeah,
end.
and then exactly.
And that's the same thing with the characters too. When you have the arc of their story. You have the beginning, what happened, and what's the tribulations. What's the climax, and what's going to happen at the end. So it's pretty much the same formula. 1, 2, 3.
Totally, I agree. Well, thank you so much for coming on Sip and Chat World Changers TV show. I appreciate you, sis. Like I said, how can I support you? Always here to help and support each other. You know how we do. We're pretty much becoming family over the course of a month, and it's just been a beautiful relationship, building, partnership, whatever you want to call it. So it's good, and I'm just excited for your new journey, moving to Atlanta, and just getting into more stuff with film and everything else under the sun. So I'm just excited for you.
Thank you. I'm excited too. Both of
You
us.
should be excited. Oh yeah, because I be on it. You have no choice. You have to, like, life is too damn short, and I'm 41. You're also 41, so it's just like it's now or never. It's now or never.
Exactly.
So might as well
Exactly.
get it done. So, but tell the people
Exactly.
where they can find you, or your social media, your website, all that information.
All right. Well, on IG, you can find me, Danny. That's DANNIE_filmmaker, one word. On Facebook, you can find me, Danielle Erwin. That's ERWIN. Also, you can find me on Snapchat, Danny Filmmaker. I'm also on Twitter, but not under that. I'm under my production name, which is 7C Productions. So it's 7C Pro 1. And that's all the social medias that I'm on. So if you go to one of my social medias, you'll be able to click on one and then go to another one, another one. And also YouTube, you go to my YouTube page, Danny Filmmaker, and you should subscribe and see the work that I put out so far and everything that's coming soon.
Yeah, and check out what is it? Crazy Sexy Cool, Sexy Crazy Cool.
Yeah, Crazy Sexy Cool, the
Check
series.
that
Yeah.
out, guys. You will not be disappointed. I mean, she's an amazing, amazing, amazing filmmaker. Like, I was watching it, everything was clean and concise and clear, and the acting was great, and it was so good. The beginning, girl, I was like, "Woo, it's hot in this room."
Yeah, I caught everybody with that opening one, right?
I was like, I wasn't expecting that. Wasn't expecting. I was like, "Where's my babe? Where's my babe?" Wasn't expecting
A
it.
lot of people were. Actually, a coworker of mine, she's really into the church, and the next day she was like, "Why didn't you tell me?" I said I would have spoiled it.
Exactly. It was
She wasn't
clever,
expecting that.
brilliant, brilliant. I was like, wow, wow. I need at that point, I couldn't drink alcohol like what I needed vodka at that point. I was like, whew, wow. But like I said, thank you once again for coming on the show. I really, really appreciate it. And of course, we'll always have you back. And like I said, huge supporter, huge fan of your work and everything that you're doing. And just happy and honored and humbled to have met such an amazing, beautiful soul that you are.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. And the feeling is mutual.
Yes, ma'am. So again, guys, happy Friday. Dhylles Victoria here, Sip and Chat World Changers TV show on Source Radio Network Live Television. We are now on channel 272 out in Atlanta, Alpharetta, Roswell, Georgia. So we transitioned from radio to TV, which is super, super, super duper exciting. I'm so happy to be on a platform, the Source Radio Network Television Live. It's amazing. It's great. Kathy B is great. Andrew is great. Everyone's great. All the hosts, kudos to you. Tip my hat off to you guys. Do an amazing job and keep up the good work. Again, have to not leave the sponsors out. Zulina Health, Wellness, Fitness, and Health. Zulina Health, Wellness, and Fitness. Paper to Film Productions. Meet My Types Matchmaking. Revolution Mills, Renovations, and New Covenant of Praise Worship Center. Thank you so much to our sponsors, because without you, this would not be possible. So tune in again next week. We're going to have ultra amazing guests as Danny, of course, as always. And have a great evening, guys. If you're traveling, travel safe. If you're home, I'm happy that you're home. Much, much love, peace, light, and blessings, and positive energy. And always remember to live for today. Don't worry about the past. Don't worry about the future. Live for today, because every moment counts of your life. And just make it count. So again, this is Victoria signing off, and talk to you guys next week, Friday. Later.
Get at me for beats, yo.